welcome to the first edition of the new podcast, This Much Is True. We're going to talk on this podcast about truth. It seems in short supply sometimes these days. It can be controversial, but we're going to talk about it, and especially biblical truth and how it relates to your life and the issues we face in society today. Now, you may be asking yourself, Jay, why is this important to you? Why this channel? Well, I have experienced the effect of biblical truth in my own personal life. Now, I live here in Arizona. Years ago, I moved here from Northern California. And when I did, I had multiple emotional health problems. I had a little schizophrenia. I was talking to people who weren't there. I had obsessive compulsive issues. I was blowing my nose and washing my hands all the time. I was checking door locks constantly. And then I also had what you would call bipolar mood disorder. My emotions would be way down one day and way up the next. And then I came over here and I met a man who was a minister, and he told me things about my personal life that nobody else knew, not even my family. And I realized all of a sudden this man is real. Now, I had been raised in a Christian home, but it was a religious home. I did not understand anything about real spiritual Christianity. And so he told me, after he told me these personal things about me, he told me, you walk with me, follow me, and learn from me, and the Lord will heal you of your conditions. And I didn't even really know how bad I was at the time, but I knew that it wasn't good. I knew I needed help, and I had nobody to really help or depend on in Arizona until I met this man, because I had no family here. So I followed this man. I learned a lot more about the Bible, and I saw practical demonstration of biblical truth, including things like prophecy and miracles, and it deeply impacted my life. And so I want to be able to pass this on, and my call and my gifting is teaching. So we're going to teach you Bible and truth, and we're going to talk about how it relates to issues and how we can address problems in our society we face today, and how you can help improve your personal life applying biblical truth to it. When I was healed of those emotional health conditions, it took about 7 years altogether, but they went away completely. I'm fine today, and it did not involve any medications, no drugs of any kind, no psychologist. I didn't go through some behavioral therapy. It was all the work of the Holy Spirit. So I want to deal with, in this old podcast, how truth biblically can impact your life. I want to give you a little bit of background and a little understanding of why I'm doing this and making this particular channel. And I think that it's going to be really helpful for a lot of you to watch this. And we're going to try and cover a wide variety of topics. And some of this, I'm going to caution you, may be a little controversial. Truth can be that way. A lot of people find a lie very easy to swallow, but truth can be a lot more controversial. And we see that truth is being attacked and it's being devalued today in our society, everywhere from social media to our national government. We see this problem happening, and I think it's time that we pay attention to truth and do something about what's going on in our society by learning and spreading truth and beginning to make changes. So I wanted to give you that introduction, and we're going to get into some interesting issues. I am going to let some of you know that there are going to be some things I'm going to talk about that if you go to your local church, you're not going to hear the pastor talk about, mainly because they have a tax break via their 501c3 nonprofit status that they have to protect. I don't have that. I have no need to protect something like that. So we're going to talk about some things that you may not hear your pastor talking about, and some subjects that are not nearly so common from over the pulpit and other areas uh, as they were in years past. So I want to thank you very much for your time. I appreciate your attention, and I will try and value both of those as we go forward with this podcast with each episode. So thank you very much, and we'll see you again on the next episode of This Much Is True.